Good morning, students. Today, our experiment is speed control of DC shunt motor. I will give you the demo of as how to conduct the experiment speed control of DC shunt motor. In this, we will control the speed of DC shunt motor by using two methods. One is field control method, and the other one is armature control method. In this demo part, we will see these topics: aim, what is the aim of the experiment, operators required, circuit diagram, procedure, tabular columns, precautions, model graphs, and result. The aim of the experiment is to obtain the speed control characteristics of DC shunt motor by using field control method and armature control method. The operators required for conducting this experiment is are one is voltmeter, the range of 0 to 300 volts, one number, ammeter 0 to 2 amperes, quantity is one number. These two meters, voltmeter and ammeter, are of type MC, that is moving coil. And next we require two rheostats. One is 300 ohms by 1.2 amperes and the other one is 50 ohms by 5 amperes. Next, we require a tachometer which is of digital type used for measuring the speed. And this is the circuit diagram of the speed control of DC shunt motor. Okay, in this circuit diagram, we are having the positive and negative. This is the supply and this is the DPST switch. DPST means double pole single throw switch, and this is two are the, this one is a fuse and this one is a fuse, and this is a 3-point starter which is used for starting the motor. This is the armature circuit and this is the field circuit. For conducting the speed control method of both armature as well as flux control method, we have inserted two rheostats in the armature circuit, one rheostat, and in the field circuit, another rheostat. In the field circuit, we have added an ammeter in series with the field circuit, and in the armature circuit, we have connected a voltmeter across the armature for measuring the voltage. Next, procedure for conducting the field control method. Connection should be given as shown in the circuit diagram, and we give connections both for field control method as well as armature control method at the same time. Okay, keep the motor field rheostat to minimum position and close the switch across the armature rheostat. Here we have not used any switch across the armature circuit, therefore there is no need to switch on off the armature rheostat. Okay, give the supply and start the motor with the help of 3-point starter. Now vary the field current in steps by varying field rheostat and note down the corresponding field current and speed of the motor. After that, uh, the field rheostat should be brought to the minimum position. Next is armature control method. Vary the armature in steps by varying the armature rheostat. Note down the armature voltage and speed of the motor. After that, bring the armature rheostat to initial position. Okay, and switch off the supply. Before switching off the supply, both the rheostats should be brought to minimum positions. And while conducting the experiment, you can clearly see how to switch on the motor, how to connect the rheostats, and how to switch off. We will see in the experiment. Next, these are the tabular columns. For field control method, we require two columns. One is field current in amperes and speed in RPM. Next, armature rheostat control method. I will note down the values of armature voltage and speed. These are the model graphs. And for field control method, on the x-axis we will take the field current, and on the y-axis we will take the speed, and we will draw the graph correspondingly. In the armature control method, we will take the graph on x-axis we will take the armature voltage, and on the y-axis we will take the speed, and we'll draw the graph accordingly. Precautions. Okay, while conducting these experiments, you should be very careful with the supply, as you are working with DC supply. Therefore, we should not touch any live parts while conducting the experiment. And other precautions that should be taken are always keep the motor field rheostat to a minimum position before starting the motor. Don't vary armature rheostat while conducting the field control method, and field rheostat during the armature control method. Don't touch any live wires. Next, note down the readings without parallax errors. And after that, after taking the readings, we have to draw the graphs, and finally we have to write the result.
The DC shunt motor, and the nameplate details will be stamped here, and these nameplate details will be on our nameplate details in the panel also. We will see in the panel. Okay, coming to this, the connections comprising this DC shunt motor are, this is the panel unit, and this is the motor unit, and this is the brake drum, and these are the spring balances. Okay. Next, coming to the explanation of panel, what it comprises of. First one, this is the power supply, and this is the DC supply, 220 volts DC supply we are getting from the main panel circuit. Okay, this is positive terminal and this is negative terminal. Next, this is the DPSC switch, that is in the circuit diagram it is named as DPST switch, and simply it is called, instead of using the DPST switch we are using a MCB, this is called as miniature circuit breaker. It operates automatically whenever there is fault on the motor, or whenever the supply fails, or whenever an overload occurs on the motor, it automatically protects the motor. Okay, these two are the fuses. We use two fuses, and we will provide some fuse wire. As we have seen in the household appliances also, we used to see the fuse wire, and this is the fuse wire. This fuse wire rating changes from panel to panel, that depends upon the rating of the motor or rating of the equipment. These are the motor terminals which are from here, from the supply, from this panel board we will connect it to the motor. This is L, A, F, line, armature and field circuit. Next, this is the armature terminals marked as AA, and the field terminals are marked as F and FF. Instead of FF, they can be marked as Z and ZZ also. Okay, this is line, armature and field circuit. From the main supply we will give supply to this LAF, and internally this LAF are connected to the starter of the motor. This is the panel board equipment. Next, coming to the operators required for conducting this experiment. Mainly we require two meters. One is the voltmeter comprising a range of 0 to 300 volts. Next is an ammeter comprising a range of 0 to 2 amperes. Both these meters are DC meters. Okay, next we require two rheostats. Here this is one rheostat having a rating of 750 ohms by 1.2 amperes, and the other one is 300 ohms by 1.7 amperes. This is regarding the operator's part. Next, I will explain you about the starter. In the demo part, I explained you about the function of the starter. Mainly, the starter will be used for starting the DC motor. Here, the starter comprises of a handle. During starting, whenever we give the connections to the entire panel and the operators, we have to start the motor slowly by moving the handle from off position to gradually to the on position like this. At this on position, this handle will be stuck here till the motor is switched off. This is the procedure for starting the motor. The starter, by using this starter, we have to start the motor. Coming to the nameplate details of this motor. Our panel number is D5. In our laboratory, this is the 5th DC motor. The name is DC shunt motor. This power rating is 5 HP, voltage rating is 220 volts, and ampere rating, that is the current rating, is 19 amperes, and the speed of the motor is 1500 RPM. The excitation type is shunt excitation, and the excitation voltage is 220 volts, and the excitation current is 1 ampere. The insulation used in it is B class insulation, and it is made by the company named as Benlek. And these nameplate details will be stamped on the every motor or every electrical equipment. There will be some nameplate details, and here the nameplate details are marked here for our observation. Okay, then okay na? As per the circuit diagram, we will give the connection. See here in the circuit diagram, we are having positive, negative, DPST switch, 2 amperes or 20 amperes fuse. Next is the 3-point starter, one rheostat which is connected in the field circuit, and one rheostat which is connected in the armature circuit, and a voltmeter is connected across this armature, and an ammeter is connected in series with the field circuit. Based on this circuit diagram, we will give the connections on the panel board. Okay, just go through the panel board, and our lab assistant will give you, will show you the connections. I will explain you from which connection to which connection the connection is going, and it will be very clear to you while taking the connections. Just go through this circuit diagram, and in the step by step we can see the connections. Okay, Pavan, give the connection. Yes, this is a rheostat, a wire wound rheostat, which will be used in our electrical machine equipment. Okay, it consists of a wire wound resistor. This is all the resistor, and it comprises of 3 terminal points. This is one point, this is another point, and this is another point. These 2 terminals are named as fixed terminals. See here, this terminal and this terminal are fixed terminals, and this terminal is what you called as movable terminals. Okay, if the connections are given at this fixed terminals, the resistance will be fixed, and this movable resistance will not be included in the circuit, and the entire 300 ohms resistance will be included in the circuit. And if not, if we use any one fixed terminal and other movable terminal, we can reduce or increase the resistance within the range of 0 to 300 ohms. That is, if you give connection here at one fixed terminal and another connection at this movable terminal, we can reduce or we can increase the resistance like this. That means, if you give connection here, one connection here and the other connection here, automatically the resistance included here is all the 300 ohms. Okay, this is called the maximum position resistance, because see here the connection, one connection is here and the connection, another connection is given here. Okay, here the current enters like this and enters into the current starts here, enters into this wire wound resistor, again enters here and comes like this. Therefore, this is the maximum position connection. That means, if you give connection here and here, and if the mobile part is kept at this position, and if this mobile part is taken to the bottom end, in this condition, that means we are giving one connection here and the other connection here. Therefore, under this condition, the resistance will become 0 here. The current just bypasses from this fixed contact to mobile contact, and the resistance included here in this circuit is 0 ohms. This is the connection for minimum position and maximum position. Okay. You should be very clear while connecting this mobile, that means this type of wire wound resistors in electrical circuits. As per our circuit diagram, now we are giving connections on the panel board. Okay, Pavan, start from positive terminal to L, give connection from plus to L. See the connections, how the connections are going on. We are giving connections from positive terminal of the supply to L terminal of the 3-point starter. Next connection is give the connection from A to rheostat positive terminal fixed contact, A to 750 ohms or 50 ohms resistance fixed terminal. Next, the other connection of the mobile terminal of this 50 ohms or 750 ohms resistor should be given to A, from there to A are the armature terminals. Our connection has completed from A to rheostat, from rheostat to A. Next, we are connecting a voltmeter across the armature terminal. The armature terminals here are A and AA. Yes, A positive, that means A is taken as positive, and from the A we are giving the positive terminal of voltmeter. The rating of the voltmeter is 0 to 300 volts. Okay. And from AA we are giving the connection to negative terminal of voltmeter. Okay. While doing the experiment, the meter should be kept, they should be in this slant position only. They should be always in horizontal position only. Next, from up to now we have connected the armature circuit from A to rheostat terminal, fixed terminal, and from the moving terminal we have connected to armature terminal A circuit, and from here we have connected a voltmeter across the armature circuit. Okay. And we have to go through this AA and FF. We have to after that we will just connect the field circuit. After that we connect the field circuit. From F we have to connect it to the field. After that we have to connect from F to the armature field circuit rheostat fixed terminal, field circuit rheostat fixed terminal. This is the fixed terminal. After that, the mobile terminal of this field circuit, the mobile terminal of the field circuit resistance should be given to ammeter. ammeter positive, and this is the ammeter positive terminal. We have to give the mobile terminal of the rheostat to the positive terminal of ammeter. This rating is 0 to 2 amperes. Next, after that, the negative terminal of ammeter should be connected to F. This is the negative terminal, and from negative terminal we are connecting to field circuit F. After that, after the connection is over, the ammeter should be kept in horizontal position. Okay, up to this we have connected the F. Up to here the connection is over. After that, the terminals AA and FF should be connected, and from FF it should be given to the negative terminal. That means we are closing the circuit. The FF AA should be connected, see here the connections AA and FF are connected, and from here the terminal goes to the negative terminal. Finally, the circuit is closed, and up to now our connections are over. Now after that we have to check whether the resistances, that means the resistances are maximum or minimum. We have to check. Okay, in the demo part I have told you that the field resistance should be the armature resistance should be connected in maximum position. Okay, see here we have connected the fixed resistance here and the mobile resistance here. Therefore, the resistance should be kept in maximum position. That means here it should be connected. After that, the field resistance should be connected in minimum position. Okay, we have given the connection to fixed terminal here and the mobile connection here. Therefore, if you keep here, this is the minimum position, minimum resistance position. Therefore, these two connections are connected. We have to check these minimum and maximum positions of resistances in every experiment whenever we are using these wire wound resistances. Up to now the connections for the panel board and the motor and all the meters are over. Now we will go to the experiment part, how to do the experiment. Oh, sorry. This is a tachometer. It should be called as tachometer, not tachometer. It should be called as tachometer, which is used for measuring the speed of electrical machines. Okay. Here this is the knob where we have to place in the motor shaft. They will get the readings in the LED display. Yes. Now we are doing the experiment. We are switching on the main supply. This is the MCB which we have to switch on. Whenever we switch on the supply, automatically our main that means the supply indicator will glows on. After that, what we have to do is we have to start the motor with the help of starter. Before giving the supply, the motor will be at standstill position, that means it will be in off position, and therefore when you start operating this starter, the motor slowly speeds up the speed. Okay, and you can hear the sound also of the starting of the motor. I am switching on the starter. I am slowly moving this starter to from off position to on position, and we can hear the motor has started. The motor has started. After that, we have to check the speed of the motor. That means now we have to check the speed of the motor. The motor speed should be brought to rated speed. The rated speed of the motor is 1500 RPM. Now we are getting only 1392 RPM. Now it has to be increased. I am increasing the field rheostat so as to increase the speed of the motor. Now it is slowly the speed is increasing. Yes, because the field rheostat is started. Okay. Right. Almost we got the 1500 RPM, that is the rated speed. Yes, we have got the 1500 RPM speed. Therefore, the motor is running under rated speed conditions, that is the 1500 RPM. Right. Yes. After that, the motor is brought to rated speed. Now we have to take the rated speed meter readings. We have taken the speed of the motor, it is 1500 RPM, and after that we have to take the voltmeter reading. This is around 230 volts. Yes, this voltmeter reading, that means the voltage across the armature is around 230 volts and the field current is around 0.8 amperes. Okay, after that, now we will go to the experiment. Now first we will do the flux control method, in which by using this flux control method we get the speeds above the rated speed of the motor. That is, we will get speeds above 1500 RPM. Now I am conducting this flux control method. Okay, and we can see the increase in the speed. We can check in the tachometer. I am increasing the resistance. Whenever the resistance is increased, automatically current decreases and flux increases. Yes, we can clearly see that there is an increase in the speed from 1500 RPM to 1626 RPM. Okay, again I am increasing the field resistance. Okay, master, okay, just okay, sir. Yes, I am again increasing the resistance, and we can see that there is an increase in the speed as 1726 RPM. Okay. Similarly, we have to take a number of readings and we have to tabulate the readings for every increase in the speed. Correspondingly, we have to take the ammeter reading while doing this flux control method. We have to take the corresponding ammeter readings here. Okay. This is regarding the flux control method. After the flux control method is completed, we have to bring the motor to the rated speed. Therefore, I am reducing the resistance. Okay. After that, the machine should be brought to 1500 RPM. కొంచెం 1494 చాలు right. Okay, again by varying this field resistance we have brought the motor to rated speed. After that, next we do the armature control method. In this armature control method, we will adjust this armature rheostat. Okay, by using this armature rheostat, we can get the speeds below rated speed. The rated speed is 1500 RPM. Therefore, we get speeds below the 1500 RPM. That means now I am gradually increasing the resistance here, see, slowly I am increasing, you check the speed there, there the speed gradually decreases. Now the speed is 1220 rpm, and correspondingly we have to note down the voltmeter reading here. Voltmeter reading, that means the voltage across the armature terminals has reduced, and after that again I am taking another reading, I am again increasing the resistance, the voltage is reduced and the speed we got is 1026 rpm. That means by using this armature control method we are getting speeds less than the rated speeds. Like this we have to take 5 to 6 readings, and I am bringing this resistance to the minimum position, right. See here, while starting the experiment we have kept this armature rheostat in maximum position, but for our convenience, yes, because whenever the resistance is kept in maximum position it will get heated up. For protecting this motor as well as this rheostat, we have changed this to minimum position, and from the minimum position we are gradually increasing the resistance. Up to now the experiment is completed. After that, while switching on the motor we have to bring both the resistance to minimum position, and after that we can directly switch off the main supply by switching off this MCB. Whenever we switch off the supply, automatically the starter will comes to off position like this. Due to the spring tension, the starter will comes to off position, and our experiment is completed. After that we have to do the calculation part if any, and we have to draw the graphs.
Students, after taking the readings, that means after conducting the experiments and tabulating all the readings, we have to draw the graph. These are the sample readings for field control method, and for these readings we are drawing a graph. And this is the graph how to draw for flux control method. And after that we have to move to the armature control method. These are the readings of armature control method, and for this these are the sample readings, and for this we will draw the graph. This is how to draw for the above tabulated readings.